I'm nobody special. I'm uneducated. The only thing I can say for myself is that I have a healthy relationship with my wife. I have a healthy relationship with my friends and my family and my boss and my coworkers, and I have a happy life. I'm as happy as a life can be, but I'm content. I'm okay with it. I don't need anything from anybody, and I'm happy to give to people who need from me. But when every time I look outside of my little bubble of my little world, I see that everybody's at each other's throats. Women hate men, and men hate women, and um, black people hate white people hate black people, Latinos hate white people, and black people hate Latinos and white people, and just everybody's got all these stupid problems. And I think they're stupid, although I'm the stupid one, so maybe they're all smarter than me. Maybe all the people who have all these problems are actually smarter than me, and it's the smart thing to do to be miserable. Um, I didn't know, and I wanted to know, just for my own sake. So it wasn't. I had no agenda. Nobody was paying me. I just wanted to know what the hell was going on. So I would go and I would watch the experts, so I could learn something from them. And what I found out is you get two experts. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be economics, it could be religion, it could be politics, race, and you get two Harvard educated professors or experts, and they both say the exact opposite thing. And they both have studies that say the exact opposite thing. And they both have critiques of each other's studies that destroy the credibility of each other's studies. So at the end of the day, after watching these politicians argue, have their debate. At the end of the debate, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the subject, so I don't know which one of them to believe. All I know for sure is that if two people are saying the exact opposite thing, one of them has to be wrong. They both could be wrong. One of them might be right, but one of them has to be wrong, and that's all I know. So that kind of being a stupid layman, just watching them debate wasn't enough. What I realized was the bottom line is you can always get the gist of the bottom line even if you don't understand all the unintelligible jargon. They say if we do this, this is going to happen. If we don't do this, that's going to happen, and the other side says the opposite. And the only way to know which one of them knows what they're talking about, if either of them knows what they're talking about, is time. You just have to wait and see. Now, fortunately, with the internet, we don't just have to wait and see. We can actually go back in time and see what other people were saying before. And without knowing anything, like you don't have to be a mechanic to know whether or not your mechanic is competent. If your car is making a funny noise, you give it to the mechanic. The guy says, "I'm gonna, give me $200, and the noise will go away." You give him $200, you get your car back, the noise is gone. You know you can trust your mechanic. You give him the $200, and he gives you back the car, and it's making noises, and it's smoking, and the sound that you brought him there for is still there. Then you know you can't trust the mechanic without having to spend a single day in auto mechanic school. So the whole thing is that time tells, and there is no amount of education or expertise that rivals simple watching time pan out. And after going back in time and seeing videos of these debates that have been going on for decades, actually technically you can look back and see this fundamentally the same debate going back centuries. Even I would say that the culture wars began with the French and American revolutions, and this is what I've learned just from looking back at what side said what and who was right. And it turns out that the same people saying the same thing are always right, and the people who are always wrong are always changing their stance because they say one thing, they turn out being wrong, so then they change their stance and they say something else, end up being wrong. So there's one side that's consistently always been saying the same thing, and there's another side that's a chameleon. They're constantly changing what they say because every proposition they make is wrong. And if you watch these debates, if you go back in time and you watch how they pan out, You always have the one guy saying, look, we were right before this happened before, and the same thing is going to happen again. And you have the people they're arguing with saying, no, 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 this is different. That was that. And the problems with the reason why we were wrong last time was because of something else. There's some other variable that nobody knew about, and you were just right because you were lucky. And this time, you're wrong. We know what we're talking about. And those people always end up being wrong, and they always end up making excuses for why they were wrong. Same people, same side, and you don't have to be an expert to see that. You can go back in time. You can see an expert economist. There was an expert economist. There's this guy, Ludwig von Mises. In 1929, he was offered a job at a bank, and I think it was spring of 1929, he was offered a good job at a president of a bank or something like that. And he turned around and he denied the job, saying, there's a crash coming and I don't want my name anywhere near it. All of these things, all of these events, the Great Depression, the same economist who knew that the crash of 29 was coming when everybody else was shocked by it, there were people who saw it coming. And when FDR started implementing his New Deal policies, and even when Hoover started implementing his New Deal policies, the same guy was saying they're not going to work. You're just going to prolong the recession, or what turned out to be a depression, and he was right. And these same people were always right. All these problems that have come up that it seems that people are shocked over, there was always somebody somewhere who knew exactly what was going on, and they're consistent. They always say the same things. I went and after looking and researching all these different topics and seeing what all these different people had to say about it, I came to my conclusions about what was going on. That was the first step. And then the second thing I did was I went online and I argued with people. I proposed my views, and I let, just in case, maybe me doing my own research wasn't sufficient. Maybe I'm not a good researcher. I am a stupid layman. It's possible I don't know how to do my research. So in order to solidify my view, because my bottom line wasn't to win anything, wasn't to make any money, wasn't to become famous. My bottom line was just, I want to know what the hell is going on. That was it. That was the crux of my whole endeavor, was just to know for myself, for my own peace of mind, what the hell is going on. So since I know I'm stupid layman, and I know that I can't do my own research, I don't know anything about research, and I went and I took my views that I've established from doing my own limited research as a stupid layman, and I went online and I argued with people. I argued about politics and religion. I've been doing it for over 10 years, ever since I was there for the beginning of the whole social media revolution. I have had my views scrutinized from all angles, from people who are more intelligent than me, who put me in my place and fixed my misconceptions, to other people who are just nasty and mean and looking only, not even interested in the truth or anything like that, just looking for something to mischaracterize what I'm saying just to make me look bad. So I've not only learned what I was wrong about, but I've also learned how to be extremely precise in explaining myself so that my view is unassailable, or at least as unassailable as I can make it. And all of us, I know we're all stupid laymen online arguing, but we're all regurgitating what we're seeing the big heavies who are in the mainstream doing. Except we're also adding a lot. There's a lot more intensity in it, because first of all, there's no real moderation. Technically, the pages have moderators, but moderators are always biased, and it depends on the page. If you're on a Democrat page, they're going to be biased against Democrats or against Republicans, and vice versa. But that's how I've honed my view, just so I know what's going on. And basically, I've gotten to the point now where I'm just repeating myself, and the only point of arguing online anymore is just to make an example of the kind of people I'm arguing with, because it turned out what I discovered is that there are a lot of people who are not like me, who do not simply want to know what the hell is going on. There are people who they want something. Like, I'm happy. I got my wife. I got my life. I mean, I'm online. Obviously, it'd be great if I made enough money so my wife wouldn't have to work. If I could monetize this page, or this channel, but if it doesn't, I'll be fine. I don't need anything. I don't. I'm not. I'm not empty. Like, I'm completely full. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my family. I just want to know what the hell is going on. That was my whole purpose. And in the course of learning what the hell is going on, I've realized that there are a lot of people who they don't care about what's going on, or at the very least, they're out for themselves just like everybody else. Except they don't get it. They don't get the fundamental rule, the golden rule. About if you want to be, I learned firsthand, if you want to be surrounded by people you can trust and count on, then what you have to do is you have to be someone who can be trusted and counted on. And what I see is a whole bunch of people all over the place screaming about how I can't trust anybody, I can't count on anybody, but none of them are actually saying, am I somebody who anybody else could count on? Why should I have anybody I could count on or trust when I'm somebody who can't be counted on or trusted? I am. I have it. And I don't need to prove anything to you. I got my wife, I got my boss, I got my friends. They understand that. I've already established that. So I'm not, all I need, I don't need anything. What I would like is, I would like to see everybody else just be sane and stop being stupid and stop being, because it's not beneficial to you to just get what you want if you're getting it through nefarious means. You can't, there's people who command respect and there's people who demand respect. You need people who command respect more than they need you. And people who demand respect need your respect more than you need them. That's why they demand respect. People who command respect never have to say a word. You just know that if you don't respect that guy, he's going to get out of your life and he's going to leave you in the lurch. And you're going to be at a loss if you don't respect somebody who commands respect. Somebody who demands respect, you already don't respect them because you have no need for them, and they're demanding respect because they need something from you. And the only thing that someone who demands respect can hope for is that you pretend to respect them when you really don't. People who command respect, they never have to demand it because they don't need it. They don't need you. So if you don't respect them, they just walk away from you. And I've learned that this is what this culture war boils down to. There's people who want something from other people, and there's people who want to be left alone. That's the bottom line. It's always been the bottom line, and I'm going to make all of these videos to explicitly explain exactly why that is from what I found through my experience. And you can trust me as much as you can trust yourself. Unless you live in that world where you can't trust anybody, then you can trust me more than you can trust yourself. If you can't trust anybody in your life, you can't trust women, so you can't find a woman, you can't trust your boss, you can't trust your friends, then you can trust me more than you can trust yourself. If you have a life like mine, then you can trust me as much as you can trust yourself. And this world, we need to step up, because all these crazy people who have no idea about the golden rule or how to live their life are running everything into the ground. So I'm gonna post these videos. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see if anybody cares, and we'll see what happens. Please like, subscribe. I need viewing hours and subscriptions. That's what I need in my life from you. If you can give me that, it'd be great. If not, then I'll just go back to my happy life and just wonder what the hell, and not wonder, but know exactly what the hell's wrong with you people, and understand that you don't even want to know or fix it. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, ring bells, comment, do whatever you feel. Thank you very much.